At the moment, we just don't know when Splatoon 3 will be coming out. It could be many years away from us seeing what Nintendo have planned for Splatoon 3. This has left a gap for the community to talk about their ideas for the next Splatoon game. And one project that has definitely got the community buzzing over the last few months is Project Splatoon 3 by concept artist Squeaky. And yeah, I have already made a video talking about this project in August, but back then the project wasn't completed. Squeaky did contact me saying that when the project is completed, they would love it if I did make a video talking about the project again. So that is what I will be doing in this video. I would definitely suggest for you to check out the first video as well as Squeaky. Seriously, Squeaky is mega talented. They should be working at Nintendo. But yeah, this video, it will be giving an overview of Project Splatoon 3. So let's just start off with the idols, who are Coral Star. They are made up of Reva and Lume, and what some fans have done is made some songs for these idols. I will be playing them in the background of this video. Again, I will leave links to these songs so that you can hear them without me yapping in the background. So yeah, they are really good songs. But yeah, they are the idols for Project Splatoon 3. The multiplayer in this project features 8 brand new weapons as well as redesigns for some of the weapons in the game at the moment, and my favourite is definitely the blue redesign of the splatter shot. I really do love the colour on the splatter shot. It looks really good in my opinion. These are made by a new company called Delta, who have also made a new sub-weapon called the Soap Bomb, which is a throwable sponge-like device that can attach to surfaces. It will explode after 4 seconds, but what is really cool about this concept is that pretty much you or your teammates can make it go bigger by shooting at it. Also, the enemies can reduce it in size by again firing it at it by either their primary weapon, sub-weapon or special weapon. I really do like that concept. I think it is a cool new sub-weapon. There are also 2 new gear brands in Project Splatoon 3 as well. They are Obsidian and Atola. The project also features 7 brand new special weapons as well. There are 28 new hairstyles in this project, as well as new customization options including tinctures, eye markings, facial features, as well as leg wear options for you to customize. I definitely do love those additions. There are 2 brand new species for the series in this project. One of them is the Makoids, who are based on sharks who have evolved over centuries to the point where they can breathe and walk on land. They absorb water or other fluids into their bodies and convert it into a dark blue liquid, allowing them to collapse and traverse the land. Their ambition is to rule the seas uncontested, and you face them in the new co-op mode, Mako Missions, which does replace Salmon Run. You also face them in the story mode. The second new species in this project are the Hairlings, and they have their own place in the lore. And Squeaky has got a page on their Twitter basically going through their background, and yeah, it definitely is a really interesting read. I definitely would encourage you to check that out. What is really cool about the Hairlings is that you get to play as them in the story mode, and when you do beat the story mode, you do get to play as a Hairling in the multiplayer. Talking of the story mode, now is the perfect time to talk about it, and this has definitely got everybody buzzing. Seriously, if you haven't checked out all 3 chapters yet, I definitely would suggest for you to read all 3 chapters. I will not give out spoilers for this story just because I really do feel like you should read all 3 chapters. But yeah, the story it is more open in terms of the gameplay. It does feature 2 new characters. One of them is Commander Roria, who is an Inkling officer. The other one is Admiral Remora, who is the Octarian captain of the NS Arctura, which does travel to Inkopolis to warn of an incoming threat, the Samanids, with help from the new technology supplied by the crew of NS Arctura. Agent 7 of the Squidbeaks platoon has to drive the Samanids back, where you find out they are being led by the new species, Makoids. The story features so many interesting plot points which will definitely keep you engaged. In my opinion, if this was ever made into a real life game, which unfortunately the chances of that happening are really slim. But if this was Splatoon 3, if Nintendo looked at this project and thought, you know what, we want this to be Splatoon 3, then I think this story mode, it will be the strongest in the series. It will definitely be the best in the series, and I definitely do have to applaud the creativity that Squeakhead did put into the story mode. There is just so many interesting plot points, so many interesting sort of gameplay elements in there. One example of that is that at one point in the story mode, there are 2 sides of the story. You get to play through both sides of the story. I really do like that aspect. So you play as a Hairling, and then you switch back to Agent 7 of the Squidbeaks platoon. It features all fan favourite characters, including all of the idols, and you even get to play as Calais and Marie in this story mode, which is a first for the series. And yeah, I definitely do like that aspect as well. That is all what I'm going to talk about in terms of the story, just because I don't really want to spoil too much about it. I know this is an overview video, but seriously, the story mode, I really would encourage you to read it for yourself. I probably wouldn't do it justice just going through like the key plot points. I would definitely encourage you to read it for yourself, and I think you would come to the same conclusion as me. It is definitely the best story in the series. It's a pity this probably will never get made into a game. Now let's focus more in depth on Mako Missions, which is the new co-op mode replacing Salmon Run. So basically these missions take place on islands far away from the city, in unique locations such as abandoned outposts, research labs, or even Makoid forts. A unique feature of this mode is that each mission does take place on multiple islands that are randomly selected and have random elements, resulting in random combinations every rotation, which definitely will help to keep that game mode fresh. The mode takes place over 3 islands. You will start off on the starter island. You will super jump from the NS Arctura. Players are given an objective to complete on the starter island, and that objective could vary. You could either have to destroy a quota of enemies, escort a large equipment to a landing area, or simply collect items. But basically during the round you will have to contend with Makoids of various amounts of difficulty that will try and stop you from completing that objective. Once you do complete that objective, you will then move on to the second island with a brand new objective to complete. On the third island, you will face a final sort of boss. This will be like a raid boss, which is really cool. This is a larger version of the elite Makoids, which you are probably seeing on screen now, and they have unique attacks as well as unique effects on the battlefield as well. So yeah, definitely would love to play that sort of game mode. What is really cool about this game mode is the options you can do. So you can play this game mode on your own, or you can pretty much play it with 4 random players online, or you can play with 3 of your friends locally, or online as well. And you can also select the difficulty as well, so you can select easy, medium, that is like a really difficult sort of vanquisher sort of game mode as well, if you are really good at this game mode. I really do love the sound of Mako Missions. So yeah, lastly I want to focus on the hub area for this project, and the hub area is known as Inkopolis Bay, and as you can see on screen now, it looks absolutely epic. It really does. I just love this area. I would just love to hang out in this area in Splatoon 3. I love how you can see the sea in the background as well. It definitely does mix things up in terms of the hub areas, where it is pretty much just set in cities normally. Of course that is the same with Inkopolis Bay, but of course with it being a bay, you are located right next to the sea. I definitely do love that change. I think it is a really cool aspect, and yeah, I just think it is so creative. I definitely will love to see this sort of thing in Splatoon 3. There are new shop owners in this project. The first ones are Cypress and Vanille. Apologies if I have pronounced those names wrong. But yeah, pretty much they do run the Arrow Mist Cafe, where players can order food and drinks, so they do replace Krusty Sean. Onyx will handle hair coloration as well as tinctures at Coral Coiffures, working alongside Kamane. Alox and Florimond sell clothes and shoes in Inkopolis Bay. Cosette sells headgear. Madame Shale has a stall in a dark alley, and much like the other urchins, she has many invaluable services. So it sounds like she will be replacing Merch and Spike for this project. And Squeaky did mention that all of the other shop owners, like the shop owners from Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, are in Inkopolis Bay. They will be at various points of that hub area. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this overview of this really creative fan-made project Splatoon 3. And yeah, I'd just like to give a massive shout out as well as a massive thank you for Squeaky for allowing me to feature their artwork in this video. So yeah, like what I did say before, unfortunately this will probably never be made into a real game, but I think you guys will agree. I think if this was ever to be made into Splatoon 3, then we will get a really fun game, and Nintendo have got a lot to live up to when they do reveal what they have planned for Splatoon 3, just because we will be always comparing it to what Squeaky did come up with for Splatoon 3. I really do feel that Squeaky has a future in the video game industry. I think Nintendo should definitely pick them up, but if they don't get picked up by Nintendo, I honestly believe they have a future with another company in the video game industry. That's just how good they are at concept art. They should be working as a concept artist at a video game company. So yeah, make sure you are checking out the link in the description to the first video I did make talking about Project Splatoon 3. And yeah, that's pretty much it with my Splatoon 3 series, where I talk about what I want to see in the next Splatoon game. It did start off with Project Splatoon 3, so I thought this series, it perfectly ends with Project Splatoon 3 again. I thought that is a nice way to close this series by talking about something which I did start off this series with. And yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the series. I will leave a link to the series playlist at the top right. And yeah, that's pretty much it with this video, and probably my last video I will make for 2019. So I'd just like to thank everybody for supporting the channel over the last year. I do have a couple of Splatoon videos planned for 2020. They will be coming out in January. That is if I am allowed to upload Splatoon content. There is the whole copper sort of situation hanging over every Nintendo YouTuber at the moment. Basically, the FTC are clamping down on anything that looks appealing to kids, and that includes animated and cartoon characters, which does include Splatoon. So yeah, hopefully I will still be able to upload Splatoon content next year. I definitely would suggest for you to follow my Twitter, which is North93, where I will give you guys updates on whether I can upload more Splatoon content in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this video. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in my next video soon, hopefully.